Hey everybody, welcome to the Horror Appraisal. He's Evan.
He's Sam.
That's great. It's good to see you again. We're happy to be here, and we're going to be talking about something really cool. What do we got lined up?
We are going to be talking about a film that we actually talked briefly about in our 1981 Top 5 movie review. We're going to be talking about a really cool slasher film. And Sam, the reason, we kind of wanted to do some films coming up in anticipation of Scarefest, because as we found out this week, the great Mr. Tom Savini, effects master, is going to be at Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky this year. So
it's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So we of course are huge fans, and we decided that we would do some of Mr. Savini's films, some reviews of them, so that for your perusal, and maybe check them out.
Yeah, we're not going to do a specific number, but until Scarefest, we're just going to do Tom Savini films.
Sounds good to
because
me.
there's plenty of them, and they're all influential and amazing.
And exactly, and you actually might not know that some of the films that you've watched were Tom Savini films that he did the effects work on.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're going to do the great slasher from 1981.
The Prowler.
The Prowler.
Directed by Joseph Zito, who also directed Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Yep.
Something else Tom Savini worked on, so maybe we'll get to that one.
That's cool. So, this is a very formulaic slasher in the sense that there's some lore behind it. What I like about this slasher is, it's about a guy who basically, he comes home from World War II, and his girl, his steady,
she dumped him in a letter while he was overseas.
Because she couldn't wait on him. So he comes back in a jealous rage, and he kills her at her prom in 1945.
Her boyfriend, too.
Yeah,
kills them both with a pitchfork. He's on top. The guy's kissing the girl,
Yeah.
and he's right to the back, and then steps on it, and he steps on it one more time, and it gets her, and it's like...
Yeah, it's like a double... It's like
a Jason kill.
Double impalement, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It was cool.
It totally reeks of Tom Savini.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, now it's 36 years later in 1981, and the kids want to bring the dance. They haven't done the dance at all since 1945 when these murders happened.
Kind of reminds me of My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Exactly.
Same year.
So of course, they want to do the dance again. They bring it back, and murder most foul is
Spaghetti-o.
afoot. Mm-hmm. Or Spaghetti-o, yeah.
This film, it kind of introduces some characters and you don't know exactly who the killer is, even till the very end. I mean, you don't really figure it out. It kind of puts some people into play that you might suspect. It's one of those suspense type films. But then you have a reveal, so to speak, and it's like, well, it's not the guy I thought it was.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Scooby-Doo episode in that way.
When you're talking about the Prowler,
the comparison stops there, however.
Yeah, when you're talking about the Prowler, you really want to talk about the effects and the deaths.
Absolutely.
We won't spoil the very end because there's some of you who probably haven't seen it, but as far as like the rest of the deaths,
this is a great, entertaining little horror flick. It's got some really visceral deaths. What's your favorite?
There are a couple in this film. All the deaths in this film were my favorite, really.
Yeah, because they're all good.
The Prowler is ripe with death. Because of
Tom Savini's effects works, man.
I'll say one of the best is the Prowler steps out of some bushes and gets this woman and stabs a bayonet through her throat like this.
It's a really long bayonet blade. It's like that long.
It's up in there, and she's just bleeding out, and choking on it and stuff. I think that's one of my favorite because it's just so realistic.
I have to say, I really like when he gets the dude towards the beginning of the film where he sticks the bayonet through the guy's head. You see, and it comes down.
He goes to the top.
Yeah, that was a cool one. And like I said,
his eyes roll back, and you see the whites of his eyes.
That's the thing. He had on like white contacts, but that to me makes that makes it such a scary moment because, of course, you're making that victim look so inhuman by doing that.
Because it's like you're causing brain damage. And when brain damage happens, you seize, you have all kinds of loss of body function, and your eyes go crazy.
But yeah, but like you never think of something like that happening. And that's what just made it really scary for me. Well, like white eyes have always scared me anyway, but like this in conjunction with the brutal killing that's happening at cinema was just very scary. I actually never saw this film as a kid. I didn't see it until early adulthood. But if I'd seen it when I was a kid, this movie would have probably scared me pretty badly.
Well, that's one thing we talked about. I think when we did the top 5 of 1981, we talked about the Prowler as a character. He seems like a wraith. You mentioned that. That was your wisdom. Mm. You spoke about him and his character, like when he's kind of skulking around in the background, he seems like a ghost.
Yeah.
He's very dark.
Really
He's a shadow.
He uses the shadow, very well, kind of like...
He wears this thing over his face, kind of like a gas mask protector, but it's not a mask, but it's a...
I don't know what those things are called. It's something that came like on uniforms and stuff. It's something I suppose to allow for easier breathing in certain environments. I'm not familiar with it. It's some kind of like... It's almost like a little just cloth duster thing that goes over your throat and
hides his identity.
Yeah. It really works with the outfit. It's a very scary outfit.
Think of shadows.
Yeah, but I love the Prowler. It's a film that I don't think really is as well known as it should be in horror circles.
Well, Tom Savini is known for exploding heads.
Oh my gosh!
And if you've seen this, you know what we're talking about. We won't spoil it, but there's a scene in this where a head does get exploded. Yeah. And it's
and I told Sam earlier, and I don't know if he agrees with me. It's a tough one to say. I think this head explosion is better than the head explosion in the original Dawn of the Dead, which of course also Tom Savini did.
I think what surrounds the Dawn of the Dead head explosion is the scenario.
That's true.
You have chaos, and you have the beginning of the movie, and it's just like this guy's going crazy, and then boom, he blows the guy's head off, and it just explodes, and it's like, oh my god, you're so shocked by it.
But the head explosion in the Prowler, oh man,
it's done well.
Don't blink, you don't want to miss it. But it's really, really good. Yeah.
If you do miss it, just hit replay or go backwards.
That's true. It's a lot easier to do that these days.
As far as acting goes in this film, nothing stands out to me.
No, not really.
There are some slow moments.
It's a very like I said, I think it's a very formulaic horror film. But just what makes it notable is that it's a slasher with just excellent special effects.
Yes.
I didn't really care so much about the young cop hanging out with the chick. Like, their relationship was really just kind of two-dimensional. And it didn't really give you a lot of time to focus on really caring about either of them, if you want to know the truth.
I do want to show something.
This is cool.
This is something Evan got me. We get each other posters, and this is an original film release poster, half sheet from Mexico.
Probably.
You got it from
Spanish,
from Mexico, right?
It came from Mexico, yes. I think. I don't think it came from Spain.
God, it smells good.
Yeah.
There's some nudity on this, so forgive us, YouTube.
Yeah.
Can you see any of that? Let's move
the mic's in the way.
Past the mic, so we can see the other half.
Okay.
But it's cool. El Asesinado de Rosemary.
That Rosemary's Killer is what that translates to.
The British quad for this film is Rosemary's Killer.
The assassin of Rosemary maybe is the literal translation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a cool. I love that poster because, like, you see that, like I said, you see the whites of that guy's eyes, and it's just super. Golly, it's just super nutso, man. It's just really scary to look at. Such scary imagery.
Let's see if we can hold this in front of the mic. Maybe your camera will refocus.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's a cool poster, man. It's like
that's pretty.
It shows the guy that gets stabbed through the head. The guy that gets stabbed, he's like right here.
Yeah.
And you got the girl, the shower kill where the girl gets the. This guy likes to use a pitchfork.
Yeah.
A lot.
He doesn't even have a truckload of dead babies.
Oh, God.
But the Prowler, it's available on Blu-ray and DVD and probably any other way you could get it. If you're a horror fan and you like a good slasher, especially from the greatest decade of horror filmmaking, the 80s, check it out because we definitely strongly recommend it.
The king of gore is Tom Savini, and he was the mastermind behind the effects in this.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, not much to say. Go see the Prowler. It's awesome.
Get it. I'm Sam.
I'm Evan.
Good seeing you.
All right, good night. See you guys soon.